Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hooverlux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso assalamu alaikum, welcome, and woof woof. So I'm going to give the dogs a little bit of a winter trim because they're getting a bit too long and they'll be a bit hot and sweaty when they go and visit Nanny. So I'm not going to give them a scalper like I normally do, I'm just going to give them all a quick trim. So Gilligan is first on the line and he has been brushed. And what I'm going to be using is the first clippers, which is the cordless one on that. And I'm also going to be using then the one I've done in another video. I'm going to be using that. It's got the guard on it, so it's not going to be too short for him. Just a little trim, just to get a little bit of the thickness out of him because it's a bit too long for him. So without further ado, I'm going to move the camera a bit closer and I'm going to put you on time lapse because otherwise it'll be a bit boring if you're just watching the whole thing. So yes, are you ready, Gilligan? Gilligan, are you ready for a haircut? Yeah, he's always ready for a haircut. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so there we go. I've done the dogs. Just a brief winter trim. Turned out to be a little bit more than a brief winter trim, but never mind. So, what you can't see, I don't think, is this. Yes, the mess, the fur. Oh, Christmas cracker. So, what am I going to do to get rid of it? I don't really want to go using one of my Dysons, do we? We'll just give it a little stomping. Have me stomp it in, Zach. Come on. Stomp it in. Stomp it in. Stomp it in the carpet. Tra-la-la. Tra-la-la. Stomp it in, Zach. Good boy. Stomp it in. Stomp it in. Stomp it in. Stomp it in, Zach. Stomp it in. Stomp it in. Kill, kill, kill. Shritsu, pitsu. Shritsu, pitbull. Right. Sit down. Right. So I'm not doing anything now because it's Sunday afternoon, so I'm going to leave this fester overnight. And I didn't shower the dogs last night either, so their fur is quite greasy. So it should stick to the carpet very well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in here tomorrow and we will do a big mess test with a vacuum. Which one yet? I'm not sure of, but it probably will be American. See you tomorrow. So it's been a few days since I trimmed the dogs. Today is Tuesday and I gave the dogs the haircuts on Sunday. I was going to do this on Monday, but the mailers came, so I was doing that instead. So it's had a few days, and in the middle I've emptied the contents from a couple of the Dysons that were there, that had some bits in them. So this vacuum that I'm using, you will see there, is my Kirby Sentria 2. This is the favourite of the bagged and colour designs of the Sentrias that I have, and it was inspired by Shannon Lester. So hello Shannon, how are you? Seeing your Kirby, I didn't know which vacuum I was going to do for it, or if I was going to do a couple of vacuums. And then I saw your Kirby Sentria 2, and that kind of inspired me to use mine. So that's what I'm going to use. So thanks to you, I'm going to use my Kirby Sentria 2. So there's a lot of fur, a lot of it is loose, but a lot of it is also in ground because I didn't bath the dogs before I trimmed their hair because they don't molt, they have to have haircuts. So I'll wash them and condition them to make cutting easier, but I didn't have time. So they've gone straight in for the trim, so their fur was a little bit greasier, so it has stuck to the carpet a lot better, but there is still a lot of loose stuff. I haven't used the Henrys or anything to pick it up. This is going to be a pure mess test, of fur mess test, with the other detritus that I've just popped into the middle, using nothing but the Kirby. So we're going to do one forward and back pass as we always do, and we will see the results. So without further ado, I'm going to carry on. So, let's take you off the camera. I think this is one of the biggest of the mess tests I've ever done. So, let's have a look. So we can see the line of embarrassment right through the middle. But it's not surprising. There's also some lines on the side there and there, but they're to do with the sole plate guards underneath. They always leave those lines. So it's picked up everything, as you can see the side. It's picked up everything. So what we're going to do now is just carry on picking up the rest of the mess that I can with the main head of the vacuum, and we'll see how that does. And then we will use some of its tools to pick up around the edges. So let me carry on picking up the rest of this mess. I'm going to have to stop that a second because it's sounding a bit funny. Let me pick it up. So I've had to stop. Let's do a little investigation in the brush roll head. Okay, let's take a look. I've switched it off at the mains. There's a big lump of fur trapped in the belt. And I think that is causing issues with it. So if I take the, put you down, I take the belt lift out, off. Now I can feel the there's a lot of stuff wedged inside here. Fur. There we go. That was a lot of mess for it to pick up, I have to say. Okay, I'm going to put the belt lifter back on. I'm not saying this can't cope with it, but it's still a lot of fur. What I'm going to try and do is lift up I'm going to leave the height of it a little bit higher to get over the big lumps of fur and try it that way. So let me switch it back on. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, it is not liking that at all. Let me unplug it again. I can smell the rubber burning. Oh, it stinks of burning rubber. Hang on a sec. That stinks of burning dog fur and rubber. Okay, let me take the belt off. See? It's wrapped all around the spindle and all on the inside of that. It's too much fur. Gets stuck around the belt. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. Let's take this off. Let's pull the belt out. All the fur stuck around the belt. This ain't no good for long fur. It's all on the inside. It's hot. Right, let me get my tool. Let's attach this to it. Okay, let's attach that. And let's pick up the main bits you see on the floor here. Using this. Just plug it back in. Switch it back on. you what it is as well. Is the bag is full. Yay! That was blocking it. The bag is full. Let me get a new bag. Okay, so I've got the attachment on there. I've put on a new bag. Let's switch it on. Okay, so that's a bit of an extreme mess test. So I'm not surprised really that the fur caused issues, because I didn't remove any of the clumps. So what I'm going to do now is refit the brush roll. I do it 2, that's it, 2. Can't see what I'm doing. Let me fit the brush roll. Get the belt back on it. Put the rug plate back on. Okay, let's try that again. Excellent, sounds good. Right, okay, let me get you up. I have to admit that I thought it would have done better, but that was a lot of fur. And at the end of the day, no matter how much I like Kirby's, they're still a dirty fan vacuum cleaner, so that has its own issue. So let's finish off the mess. There we go, no issues there. Picked up everything and brought up the pile, but there's still the issue with the bits around the edge, so I'm just going to put the attachment back on. Okay, so I got the tools. Let's sort out the bits on these edges. And I have some bits on these edges. Although I may like Kirby vacuum cleaners, their tools are a right pain in the bleep. I don't find their tools very user-friendly at all. Too many bits. Let me put the head back on. Right, I'm just popping the head back on. Move the cable out the way. There's some stubborn fur there, so I'm going to have to use the vacuum for it. Okay. done. Let me just move it, finish off, just going over it one more time just to make sure there's anything gone. I can't see anything. Okay, my vacuum cleaner chumbawambas. We've cleaned up the fur, and the Kirby Sentria 2 failed and passed. Let me explain. It failed on the pickup of the big clumps of fur because it was wedged inside it and was causing issues with the brush roll. So it failed on that way, but that's because it's still a dirty fan. As I just said, it's a dirty fan vacuum cleaner, so it's not going to be any good with the big pickup, so it failed that way. It passed on the other hand because the carpet is completely removed of all the ingrown fur, and even with some help with the tools, picking up the big clumps, once I cleaned it out and put a new bag in it, then it was fine, and it's brought the carpet up like new again, as an old carpet can be. But it's definitely brought up the pile on this old flat carpet, so it's done a good job that way, and that way it's passed. Now, before I finish, before I go, I emptied the bag, and I noticed, because the bag is pretty full, is an issue. Well, not an issue, but something I'd never realised before. So when I was putting the bag in, this time, let me move the tools out of the way. Let me see if you can see. There we go. So if I undo this, I've had to put the bag facing that way. Facing towards, the opposite from what I'd normally do, and I'll show you the reason why I've done that. And I don't understand, because I've just put this new bag in, but all the fur I've picked up seems to be collecting at the top. It doesn't seem to be going down inside the bag evenly. I've had to shake it down. Now, if you can see, if I undo this, and pull back this, the pipe comes out at a funny angle. Instead of the pipe coming straight up, it goes outwards and then curves up. So when I had the bag on that way and this, there really wasn't much room in there. So I've had to turn the bag around facing this way where there's more room, but I'm still having issues where the dirt is staying at the top rather than going to the bottom. So if I put this back on, I don't know, maybe you have to have the bag facing the other way with this one, I don't know. But you can see that that sticks out quite a way. So when I put the bag inside, like this, you can see it's restricting the room because the hose comes out literally where the zip is. There. So if I had the bag on the other way, the bag is pushing against this and it's not filling up evenly enough. And then again, I'm not getting enough room in here for the bag. So I'm not going to put, where is it? Actually, I will put this back on. This one doesn't seem as good in design for the bag and the tube and the way that the hose comes out at an angle like that. Can you see the way it's sticking out? I'll turn it that way so you can see it sticking out. It doesn't seem to give much room. So maybe if I could faff around with it. It just seems more of a faff than the other ones do. It seems to be the hose is sticking out all this way rather than coming straight up. So I've had to turn the bag around the other way and hope but that'll be fine. So if somebody can comment on it, if Shannon, if you have to do the same thing with this, I don't know, I haven't actually read the instructions. I'll have to go back and have a look at the demonstration video that Kirby have on fitting the bags because that just seems a bit of a pain. Anyway, it did a good job. It's like I said, it brought up the carpet really well, so that's good. That's perfect. So there we go. That is the end of the big mess test part 3. The dogs now will get clipped in March, so I'll do another big fur mess test with one vacuum, and I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. I have no idea. I'll wait until close to the day. But I will not use a dirty fan vacuum for the next one, and we'll see how that manages to pick up those big clumps of fur. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. The dogs look a lot fresher now and they've had their baths, so they're nice and clean, ready for going down to their grandmothers and grandfathers for Christmas. And thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe. I've got quite a number of videos now in the back catalogue, so go and take a look at them. And I'd like to say again a great big thank you and hello to Shannon Lester in the States, in Virginia, or around that area he is. So yes, have a very Merry Christmas to you and to all my subscribers and everybody that views this, and I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye for now.